what's up? Think you gon' play me, just know that I'm not one of them. Feel like I don't know you, don't come around, no invaders them.
It's your boy Noto, coming to another video, coming to another podcast, man. Today's podcast is going to discuss the downside of being an attractive man. If you're new here, or you're going to click that like button, go ahead and comment, go and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a video. And without further ado, let's go and get into this topic, man. So I know a lot of you guys that's watched my videos before, you understand what's going on, but I want to retouch on this because a lot of guys are still going through things. A lot of guys are making transformations. A lot of guys are seeing what it's like to be on this side of the fence. And a lot of guys have already been going through a lot of these downsides that, you know, come with being an attractive man. And the first thing is, I would say, is just that girls, they always expect the most of you. And it seems like they have higher expectations of you than you would for yourself. It seems like you just really want to be regular. You just want to be a cool, calm, collect, go about your day and just do things regularly. But they expect you to be this high and mighty guy just because you look a certain way. And that is definitely a real thing. And another thing, when I'm saying these things, this is not a cope or nothing. I'm just explaining what's real and what I've experienced, because I've been on both ends. I've been undesirable, and I've come to the point where I've become select to women, and I've noticed two major big differences with that as well. Two different perspectives, I should say. So women are most likely going to be thinking that you're a player. They're automatically going to think that you're a player simply because of how you look. Because the thing is, when they see a guy that they view as attractive, they know for a fact that you can attract other women. So them knowing that you can attract other women, they are automatically going to think that you're engaging with other women. And they feel like, and the more attractive they feel like you are, the more player they think that you are. So a lot of them will basically, they will reject you and they will try to stay clear of you simply because they feel like they'll just get played, and because of your ability to attract other women can intimidate them. That is definitely an intimidation factor as well. But at the same time, it could be them avoiding drama as well, because they know how they would be. Because a lot of women, they will go crazy over a guy that they're very attracted to and attached to, and they feel like they'll get attached to you because they have higher attraction. And that the thing is, they'll end up doing way more things than they expect themselves to really do. They won't be able to conduct themselves in a proper manner when they're dealing with you. They're gonna have that side come out of them that they don't want to come out of them. So a lot of women want to avoid you off the strength of they feel like you can attract a whole bunch of women. They feel like you're gonna come with a bunch of drama, and it's basically like having baby mama drama with no baby. You know what I mean? When it comes to dealing with other women. So they feel like they're going to have to fight off a lot of other women to deal with you, and they much rather feel like, they probably will think that the juice just isn't worth the squeeze. But even though that's just an assumption. You see what I'm saying? That's just their perception of you. They don't even get the chance to get to know you. They just kind of look at you and kind of just think that automatically. They already subconsciously thinking like that. So they don't necessarily have to get to know you. Some of them will get to know you, and then they'll try to make their, they'll try to picture what type of person you are and stuff like that. But a lot of them, even while they're doing that off the strength, they subconsciously thinking that you're a player and that you're just going to be going around dipping down in everything that open their legs to you. And you might not even be that type of guy, but at the end of the day, it's this perception rules everything. And if that's what they perceive you as, that's what you are to them, no matter how much they try to fight it. They can try to look at you in another light, but all you got to do is go out in public with them, and they can see all the other women choosing on you, and then they can be like, ain't no way this guy turning down these much women. So they gonna automatically feel like they got to be on guard. So that's the automatic rejection they give, and that's why they do the stuff that they do, and that's why they try to avoid these types of situations. And when they get in type of situations, they know that they're gonna go crazy, because then they feel like they got to make guard the guy. And this will happen to me in a grocery store. This girl wasn't even my girl, you see what I'm saying? Like, you could just be chilling with a girl, but she seen the other girls looking at me and checking me out. And then she automatically just kind of just hugged all over me. Just grabbed me and held me and hugged over me, trying to like pretty much claim her territory. Because we was in the store, and all the other cashiers and all this stuff, they was looking at us while we was in line, but they were looking at me while I was in line. And she looked around and saw that. And she just went on and grabbed over me. So a lot of women, they gonna try to mark their territory. And the reason why this is a downside is because you could be single, you could just be doing regular stuff, you could be chilling. You see what I'm saying? This could be like a friend. But she gonna try to make it seem like y'all in a relationship so she can ward and scare the other women off and all the other females off. Like some of them don't care. Some of them will still challenge, some of them will still make moves at you, because a lot of them bold, but a lot of them will try to avoid you and stuff like that. So that can mess up what I used to call it your girl ratio, because a lot of girls won't want to mess with you because if they know you got a crazy girl behind you and stuff like that. So that's the crazy girl syndrome you'll deal with. You don't even have to be in a relationship for this to happen. This is beside I haven't really I spoke on it a bit, but I haven't gone into it in depth. But that crazy girl syndrome, they will get crazy over men that they find very, very attractive. And that'll ward a lot of your females in your future, a lot of the women in the future that would have messed with you over a girl that you're not even with. You see what I'm saying? They'll claim territory so they can fend all them off in hopes of you choosing them when you just chilling. You see what I'm saying? They try to make decisions for you. That's another downside of being an attractive man. A lot of women will try to make that decision for you. But the thing is, you just have to have the strength to say, oh, this ain't what it is, this ain't what it is. But then they try to get crazy with you too. So this can go from the corporate world, this can go from the hood and all this other stuff too. So this doesn't necessarily be like, oh, the quality of women you messing with. No, because I've seen crazy come from the nurses. I've seen crazy come from the corporate world. I've seen crazy come from the church. I've seen crazy come from peace groups and all kind of other stuff that's sitting around and sing kumbaya while smoking cannabis. So these type of women, it doesn't matter. I've seen crazy come from all walks of life. So it doesn't matter. So when it comes to stuff like that, and excuse the noise in the background, across this dang on some drunk shit. But anyway, basically, another downside too is a lot of dudes are gonna try to challenge you, are gonna try to do the most when you're around. And the thing is, you don't even have to be doing nothing. You could just be going to work and just really just going there to do your task and like mind your business, going out there to make your bread. But the thing is, when guys look around and they see how the girls are reacting, that'll automatically make you a target. It don't matter if you just in there trying to make your bread. It don't matter if you ain't worried about nobody in there. You could be married, have your wife, and you can have your wife and kids picture up on your desk or something at work or something like that, and they still don't care about that because they still see the other women checking you out. If anything, that still turns the woman even more to know that a woman then chose you too. So that's a form of pre-selection. That's another thing too. But the downside of being pre-selected as well can come from that. That's a downside of pre-selection, because the other guys will see that and women will see that as well. But that can make them come after you even when you got a girl. So when you're being an attractive man, this for the men that have girlfriends, is like just trying to be faithful and wise and stuff. Your pre-selection is still gonna make it a downside for you, because women still gonna come at you and still try you. That's why guys be like, dang, why girls want to come at me when I'm married or when I got a girl? But they, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't as much like that because pre-selection plays a big part in that. And the guys will get real mad at you too, because even though you got a wife, they'll try to, like I call it, daylight pillow talking, because they ain't even bed with the chick or even hang with the chick to even talk to her. They try to gossip you at the job and stuff like that in order to try to get some play. But really, they just getting some information out of them, and they ain't really getting none of this out of the situation. So that's why I call it daylight pillow talking. It's like one of the most pathetic ways of guys giving gossip about a guy that they see that's attracting women. So that's another downside. You have those jealous guys doing the daylight pillow talking and spreading rumors as well about you, so they can try to get a leg up on you. Even though the thing is, even when they try to do stuff like that, and even when they try to down a guy like that, like it just doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Like now, I recently, I changed my whole lifestyle. Like I don't care about doing the most. I don't care about having like the American dream, the house, the car, and all the other stuff and all that stuff right there. But the thing is, guys will try to look down on me. Go, so he a broke man and doing all that. They're trying to put me down. But to be honest, I got an overwhelming response from a lot of women. And they actually loving what I'm doing. They hit me up on the inbox. Anything I can do to support you? I'd have some give me donations and everything. That's crazy, which is ridiculous to me. I never seen that. Some of them talking about, hey, take me with you. So the thing is, guys, you're going to have people giving you downsides. They're going to have people, the guys trying to put you down, which is a downside. But they can't negate the fact that the women don't care what you do. But the thing is about that too, if you want to be left alone, that's also a big downside of being an attractive man, because you can't turn it on and off. And no matter what you do, no matter if you go living on under the bridge somewhere, some women don't care what you're doing with your life. And not necessarily saying that you got to be a failure or nothing like that, but saying like if you change your lifestyle, saying I'm living a super minimalist lifestyle, I'm extra cheap. It's some women gonna like you doing whatever you do. No matter what you do, some women that's gonna like you no matter what, bro. And that's the thing too. Like when you go out in public and you don't feel like being bothered, bro, you can't turn it on and off. You can't turn on attraction, turn off attraction. None of that. You still gonna get chose on. You still gonna have women staring at you. And I've noticed for some guys, it's more than like 10 guys that told me like, bro, I can't. The attention that I'm getting, bro, is getting aggravating. You know I wanted this. I worked toward this, but you know, the attention is kind of getting to me. You know, especially because a lot of guys are introverted. You know, so probably might be socially awkward. Probably just don't like to be seen most likely in public, and I ain't gonna lie, I get like that sometimes. I don't want to be bothered while I'm in public, so I'll try to cover up, you know, wear, you know, the hoodies and stuff, probably wear coat, like masks, like from COVID and stuff. Like it's not like, okay, you like a supermodel, nothing like that, but it's just like really guys that don't want to be seen and stuff. So, and the thing is with women, a lot of women do this. A lot of women, they cover up, you know, those like real bad chicks that you see at school or at work or whatever. You notice when they just cover up and they like it's kind of be like a little like down. They don't never necessarily say nothing to nobody. They feel like they trying to be incognito, but in plain sight. They feel like they kind of going across the day like this passive kind of just, you know, just as a relaxed state, but just don't really want to be bothered. You can tell by the type of clothes someone wear what kind of attention they want to get. So see, you know, they wear those big puffy hoodies and big puffy pants so they can't show off their shape or nothing like that, but guys still try to talk to them. It's just like that because they can't turn it on and off. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, many times before, they can't. We will never forget how that ass look or how them titties look, and none of that, and how that face look, and none of that. Just because you wear something big to try to cover it up, we still know who you are. That's the same thing with guys. So that's another downside if you're not keen upon being seen out in public or being stared at in public or possibly being catcalled and stuff like that. Hey, that's something that comes with the territory, and it just is what it is. For guys, they be like, "Go, man, just deal with it, man. Why you crying about that? This coping, not, bro. This ain't to sit there and feel sorry for nothing. I'm just saying this is what happens. This is what's real. A lot of guys experience this, and a lot of guys just don't feel like being bothered. It just is what it is. If they don't feel like being bothered, this is what they're doing. I'm just going to mention it because I've dealt with it before. Sometimes, like, you have a day that you don't want to be bothered, but you just feel like going out the house to get some supplies. Hey, that's going to be one of them days. So that's another downside too. You have a downside of fake friends come around, fake people that want to come around you just for the, you know, mini celebrity clout that you have with women. And another thing is it's just aggravating because a lot of those guys is around you just to try to get a leg up. Not even, sometimes they'll try to get a leg up too. When they get in a group around you, they'll try to do the most when females come around because they're not used to being the females coming around. But they want to hang around you when you hang around a group of girls and try to go over there and flaunt and flex on you. When the girl don't even care about nothing they talking about in their face, and he talking the most. I didn't see this. This has happened before with me. He's sitting there talking, trying to prove to them. He trying to sell himself, talking about his businesses, talking about all this other stuff, and the girl's still just paying attention to me. All three of them still paying attention to me. They're like, oh, okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just showing them off really, and that just gotta make them mad. You know that brings up a lot of jealousy and envy in guys because a lot of guys calling card that aren't considered select or considered attractive are for money and possessions and everything that's outside of them. So a guy that's getting the women off the strength of just his looks and his swagger or whatever, it's gonna do something to the pit of their soul. It's gonna make them really mad. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna make them feel like lesser than a man. It's gonna make them mad at the source, and they feel like the source is really the guy that they're looking at get the women the way he want to get them, but he got to use money and possessions and selling himself to try to get the women's attention when you just getting it off the strength of how you look in your presence. You see what I'm saying? So that's gonna garner a lot of jealousy. That's gonna garner a lot of it's gonna garner a lot of envy and stuff like that. So guys might want to do something to you or start something with you to try to challenge you because they feel like they losing ground. That's a big thing. Guys gonna always constantly challenge you no matter where you are. You could just be chilling. I'm talking about you could be sitting there chilling, feeding the birds or something. They see some women that they want looking at you. They gonna probably try to come around there and try to show off or do something like that just to challenge you or just to do some green stuff just to be in your presence and try to get in the eyes of the women where you at. You see what I'm saying? Like the women, all they gonna do is just try to remove that man out the picture and keep looking at you. So you could just, like I say, you could be feeding bread to the birds, ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Cutting grass. You could be a lawnmower man or something, just cutting your grass. and the woman looking at you, he gonna go try to grab a lawnmower and try to cut grass faster than you and stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's just other stuff like that. Like I say, in the gym, you could be lifting some weight, he'll go over there and try to, you could be lifting like what, a plate and a half or something. Like yeah, like we could be lifting 135 just to warm up. He'll go over there and put like 2 plates on there and try to rep it out, trying to outdo you. You say in the gym. If you walking on a treadmill or something like that, he'll go over there and get on a treadmill beside you and start running on the treadmill to try to outdo you. It's stuff like that. It's just always gonna be those stupid little challenges they do, those little passive aggressive challenges they try to do to try to get a leg up on you in front of the women that they see that's checking you out. That's another downside of being an attractive man. So I've covered a couple of things, guys, and I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to touch on it because, you know, I've talked about this a lot, but I haven't gone into it the way I went into it this time. Hopefully you learned something from these things. Hopefully a lot of this resonates with a lot of you guys, and this is what it is. It's your boy Noto, coming to you another video, coming to you another podcast, man. If you're enjoying the content, go to click that like button, go to comment, go to subscribe, click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a video. And remember, guys, anybody can improve themselves, they're willing to work at it. I'm out.
I'm chillin', I really ain't worried about niggas. I promise I keep it Hakuna Matata. Even though niggas be looking and sounding like me, that boy Morris said I'm not the father. Swear I'm a dog, get vicious when I'm irritated. I might need a shock on my collar. Don't got a filter, just keep it straightforward. I play my position, Andre Iguodala. Ain't no exposing me, I get in D, hit the ovary. Don't even go down that road with me. And if a chicken obsessed, I don't need it. I want that Miss Parker with Professor Ogilvy. Bitch ain't no testing me, none of these bitches be stressing me. Capping like they got the best of me. But if she go off and get with another man, really she still gon' be thinking about sexing me. Done with these bitches, let's get to this paper. One piece of the pie, said out on the merit. Chasing that money, Coyote Road Runner, ain't doing no talking, just like Tom and Jerry. Ain't no beef with no drama, it won't make no money to me, it's just unnecessary. But if I'm pushed, I'm gon' have to crash out on a nigga and then I'ma call up as Gary.